Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me so late on this Friday afternoon. I know if you're on the West Coast, then this isn't that late and you're fine. And you're like, Margie, what are you talking about? But if you're on the East Coast, you're like, oh my gosh, I want to go home. I'm done for the day. It's Friday. I want my weekend. Okay, so I announced last week that I had 3 big announcements. And so last week's big announcement was that the PDF was ready, your guide to the new Pro Advisor Academy, everything you ever wanted to know about the QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor Academy and certification is ready. I know that there were a ton of people that tried to download it last week and were having issues, but I think it's been all resolved. So if you did not get your copy of the that free PDF and you asked for it, then write to support@fasteneasyqbo.com. All right. All right, so let me do my little intro so we can just kind of lead into. So anyway, so that was last week's big announcement. And then I was traveling today and I could not wait. I didn't want to cancel. I didn't want to have a substitute because I needed to be today because today we have a huge announcement. And then next week we're going to have another even bigger. See, like it's building up. They're building up. Last week was, an okay-ish announcement. Today is a big announcement. Next week's going to be a giant announcement. Okay. All right. So let me get started because we gotta ease into it here. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, those of you who are on YouTube watching this and no idea what's going on here, my name is Margie Remmers-Davis and I'm the creator of the Fast and Easy Way to QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor certification and the founder CEO of Fast and Easy QBO. And this is our weekly live stream that we hold inside our free Facebook group called the QBO Gym Locker Room. The QBO Gym Locker Room is your spot for hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. That's all we do all day, every day, is we are just all about hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. I'm getting chills from like my upcoming announcement. Just thinking about it. Okay, so we're all about hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. Okay, that's what we're all about. When you join the locker room, you automatically get a free Getting Started course that teaches you all about how to get your free QuickBooks Online accountant account, how to access the sample company, which is where we do most of our exercises, how to navigate around QuickBooks Online. You get free exercises as part of the course, so you know like what's what, some terminology, how to get around, like all that good stuff. And that's all free, and you got it automatically. It was emailed to you when you joined the locker room. So if you joined the locker room, if you're here on watching this live right now, that means you're already in the locker room, so you should have gotten your free Getting Started course. If you didn't for some reason, please write to us at support@fasteneasyqbo.com and we will take a look at your account and figure out why, like where the misfire was. Maybe you typed your email address wrong, or maybe you're going to spam, or I don't know. Like there's all sorts of reasons why you may not have gotten it, and so we can look into that for you. But you got it, and it was free. Okay, so also as a part of this community in our locker room, you have access to over 100 free exercises to help you learn and use QuickBooks Online. Okay, and so people are always asking me, where are the free exercises? Well, they were emailed to you also. So, but you can also access them inside of the Facebook group in the featured section. So in the featured section, of the locker room, and it should show up like featured here, or you can click featured here. You may, if you're on your phone, sometimes you have to click the little hamburger at the upper left-hand corner, but you're looking for the featured section, and you're looking for this post that says welcome to the locker room, and here's inside is the link to the 100 free exercises. Okay, so that's how you access them. Also, as a part of the locker room, you get to participate in our weekly live streams. So we have this live stream that you're on is typically Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. As I mentioned, I was traveling, and so I couldn't do it at our regular time. So we had rescheduled it for later today. And so you get to participate in that live. You can always, if you're on YouTube, we always post on YouTube afterwards too. But if you're on live, then you get a link to our free exercise of the week. The exercise of the week is part of our paid program, our paid subscription, which is called the QBO Gym. Now, the everything I mentioned before, free getting started course, free exercises, free Facebook group, all free, okay? But we also have a paid subscription product, which is, I'm just getting chills because I keep thinking about the announcement. My brother tells me that when I was little, I don't remember this, but he tells me that that I would always get really excited before I opened a Christmas present. Like he tells me that I would get a Christmas present and I'd be go. Oh my gosh, I'm a goofball. Okay, where was I? All right, so it is our free, so everything's free, but we also have a paid subscription product, which is called the QBO Gym. The QBO Gym is not that, I don't want you to see that ugly thing. Okay, this is typically where we start. The QBO Gym, the difference between the QBO Gym, which is paid, and the locker room exercises, which are free, is that the locker room exercises are just one-off exercises where you're just learning one one feature, right? Just I need to learn how to do this. I need to learn how to receive a payment or record a deposit, or, it's just one individual thing. Add account numbers to the chart of accounts, okay? So it's just a little one-off feature that you're learning. The QBO Gym, on the other hand, is an experiential, immersive simulation of being a bookkeeper, okay? So it was designed for people who said, well, I passed the test and I got certified, but I actually don't know what I'm doing, okay? So, and for people, it's well, I want to get a job, but I can't get a job without experience, and I can't get experience without a job. So we said, well, hey, we're going to create this simulated experience, and you get to actually be a bookkeeper for an entire year. So it doesn't take you a full year. It takes you 42 real-time hours each month. There's a series of exercises, and you're interacting with you're hearing the story of our fictitious business owner, and all of these things happen in his business. And you're the bookkeeper, and you have to record them, and it happens for a full year. It takes every month takes about 3 to 4 hours, and then so that means the whole year, you can get a whole year's worth of experience in about 42 real-time hours. At the end of it, you get a certificate that says, hey, you have 1 year of experience being a bookkeeper. So Joel will, for those of you who are not in the gym and want to find out more about it, Joel's going to put that link in the chat. Okay. Now, everything that we do in the gym is tied to our proprietary dashboard called Booksmatch. Oh, dang it. I forgot again Amanda is our winner today. And so I always forget I intend to pull up somebody's profile before. So everything that you do, if you are a paying member of the gym, everything that you do is tracked in our proprietary dashboard called Booksmatch. And as you are working in the gym, you are earning skill points. And those skills are, so Amanda here happens to be the top one today. It's always, your ranking is always changing based on, the work that you're doing in the gym. And we have all of the skills. So she has verified 435 skills. She has actually done 435 things in QuickBooks Online. That's not individual exercises, because some exercises you have multiple skills that you're working on. So, but it's 435 skills. We've divided them into skill groups. So you can click to see on any particular skill group. You can drill down to find out more specifics about, so she did inventory management here. She did 3 things related to updating inventory, 2 things related to purchasing inventory, etc. Okay. And then down here, you have how you compare to everyone else. So you, or in this case, Manda, we're looking at the solid line is her, and then the more faded line is the average of everybody else. Okay, and we track this for a very important reason, and that is we realized, so everyone was working, so we had all these people working in the gym, and we realized that it would be really valuable to outside people, it would be really valuable for them to know that you are actually a skilled bookkeeper. Okay, so what I always tell people is, I'm going to take off my screen share for just a second, is what I always tell people is that a lot of people, there's tests out there, like if they're wanting to hire a bookkeeper, they can have you take a test. The Pro Advisor certification is a test, but passing a test just means that you are good at passing tests. And some people are naturally good at passing, naturally good at test taking, and other people are really bad at test taking, and it's not a good measure of how well you know something. And it also is just a measure of how your knowledge about something, not your skills. Like, you can pass a test about how to ride a bicycle, right? But that doesn't mean you actually know how to ride a bicycle. There's a reason when you get your driver's license that there's 2 parts to it, right? There's the permit, which is the actual, make sure you know the rules of the road and all of that stuff. But then you have to actually demonstrate that you can drive in most states, like to be able to get a driver's license, right? So that's like what we're doing in Booksmatch, is showing the world that you actually know what you're doing. Okay. So that's the one thing is I was saying is that a test just proves that you know how to pass a test. And then a lot of people say, oh, well, it's experience, right? So I could have 20 years of experience in something, but that just proves that I'm old. It doesn't mean that I'm good at it. My grandma has 60 years experience driving. That doesn't mean she's a good driver, right? So anyway, we can't use tests. We can't use just years of experience. How can you actually demonstrate that you are a good bookkeeper? And that's what Booksmatch does, is that it shows people that, this person actually has experience, like actually knows how to do all of these things. Now, when we developed this, so we track, so if we're going to show this, so if you have a subscription to the gym, you can there's a little switch that says that you are open to work. And when you're open to work, that means that you are discoverable by people that sign up for Booksmatch. We have a recruiting and hiring side, so they can sign up for Booksmatch and they can hire you. And so we take this information and we actually measure 3 key things. So the first thing we measure is your knowledge, your total knowledge, okay? Your knowledge is just the total number of skills that you have verified since the beginning of you starting the QBO Gym, okay? So Amanda here has accumulated 435 skills, okay? Another thing, so the thing about knowledge though, is that it can be deceiving if somebody has just been around for a really long time. Then they're going to naturally have built up a lot of skill points and they're going to have an advantage over somebody who just started. So we said, well, we want to highlight the people who maybe they are new, but they're kicking butt. They're like working fast as they can to get caught up, okay? And so that's why we have this measurement here, which is speed. And speed does not measure how quickly you do a particular exercise, but it measures how many skill points you accumulate over a period of a week, okay? So the people who have accumulated more skill points in a week are going to have a higher rank in speed than the people who just do 1 or 2. Excuse me. All right. And then the third thing, even though it's in the middle here, the third thing that we measure is your consistency. And the consistency was a really important because we worked with a recruiter to develop this. And she said that her number one frustration was when she would call people and find out that they weren't actually looking for work anymore, that they actually, they got a job, or they are moving, or like whatever it is. And she's like, she wasted so much time calling people who weren't actually looking for work. What she asked us to include was a ticker that would require you to just go in every week and like tick a box and say, yes, I'm still looking. Yes, I'm still looking. Yes, I'm still looking. Well, she told us that, and 2 things came to my mind. One is that once a week seems a bit excessive to me. So we said, we're going to make it every 2 weeks. We're going to make it 14 days. We want you to like reaffirm that, yes, you actually are still there and open to work. And the other thing that came to mind was, why would I just have you check a box when I can actually make you do an exercise and earn more skill points? So that's why we started the exercise of the week. The exercise of the week is designed specifically to give you something to do to keep your consistency high. Now, not everybody, like if you're brand new to the gym, you've got a whole year's worth of experience. As long as you're doing that every 2 weeks, then you don't need the exercise of the week. So we don't actually unlock the exercise of the week until you have at least 250 points. But people love the exercise of the week, and so we do unlock it eventually. Even before you need it, we unlock it just because people love it. So the added benefit of that is that I can do the exercise of the week every week on this live stream, and you get that even if you're not a member of the gym, you can get the exercise of the week. I did not see the link to the gym show up in the chat. My open to work will not open. That is because you have to have a paid subscription to the gym. If you have a paid subscription to the gym and it's open, your open to work is not working, then write to us at support@fastandeasyqbo.com. Okay, let's see. So now I clicked the button, so now I'm getting some comments. Okay, da-da. Should we wait until we pass, let me put this on from Rain. Should we wait until we pass the certification before we pay for participation in the gym? I'm just getting started. You don't have to be certified in order to work in the gym, but you do, if you are just getting started, you should definitely go through that getting started course first. That is the baseline, not the certification. The certification course is designed to get you your certification, not really designed for anything else. It's not designed to help you be a bookkeeper. It's not designed to like teach you every feature there is. Yeah. So, and then actually I see Tara says the gym actually helped her pass the certifications, because actually that's true, because especially the level 2, which was previously advanced, because you get the hands-on practice doing it. Like there's our certification courses, the thing that sets us apart is the hands-on component. So you're actually doing it and learning it, like working it in your brain, and it's not just the book knowledge. But you can pass the test with just the book knowledge. And so, but there are certain concepts that if you're not actually doing them, it's hard for you to wrap your head around. Okay, so Chris asked the same question. Is it necessary to wait until certification to join the gym? And the answer is no. Ellen, write to support at fastandeasyqbo.com to find out why your open to work will not open. And Ellen says you don't have an exercise a week. So you do have to have 250 points earned in the gym. That's different than the points that are that I showed you Amanda's that said like 435 points or verified skills. That's different than the 250 points in the gym. Long story why they're different, but they're different. So Ellen, again, I would recommend that you just write to support at fastandeasyqbo.com, and Anthony can take a look at your account and figure out like what's happening and get that cleared up. Okay? All right. All right. Okay, good. So we've got people. This is so annoying, Facebook. Somebody write to Zuckerberg for me. Tell me that I do not appreciate these changes to the live stream. Okay. Let's see. So we've got a lot of people posting about that. Jim or Joel posted the link so you could learn more about the gym. The paid subscription is $79 a month. And let's see. Tara is saying, what the heck here? Tara is saying the gym gives you the opportunity to gain experience for QuickBooks. There are 2 years of exercises in the gym. Basically, we get 2 years of experience after we've worked through those exercises. Yes. We've just released, there's 2 more months actually left before we have 2 complete years of the gym. Right now it's 1 year, and then plus like 10, you get through that and there's another 10 months. Eventually, in January, we'll have 2 full years, so you can get 2 full years of experience just working through the gym. So that said, okay, so let me just go back to, no, I don't need to show you. I can just talk to you. Okay. And I gotta keep this other thing open. So, okay. All right. Guys, okay. Okay. So, when we launched Booksmatch, we told you that there were 3 buckets of people that we were going to go after, because, yes, it's great to have Booksmatch, and there is a little, next to your name, there's a little share button where you can share the link to your Booksmatch profile with somebody. So if you have a potential employer or client or whatever, you can send them the link and then they can see your, what I just showed you. So yes, we have that, but we understand that you don't want to just be listed in a directory. You want us, and this is perfectly understandable, like I would too. You want us to go out and drive eyeballs to your profile in Booksmatch, right? That's part of the whole process. Like, you're doing this is one of the benefits, right? Like, the reason we created the gym is so that you could get this experience. Like, it solved the problem because what we were hearing from people was, okay, I have this certification, but I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, that was the driving question, or the driving pain, where I kept hearing that. I was like, well, why don't I just create this simulation for you? So that was and it solved I can't get a job without experience. I can't get experience without a job, right? So now we have this platform where you can actually get experience. And we said, we're going to drive eyeballs, we're going to drive traffic to your profile. And those of you who've been around for a while heard me say that there were 3 buckets of people that we were going after. Okay. The first one was people who were hiring bookkeepers as a job. Okay. So we actually went out onto Indeed and Monster, and we contacted everybody who had a job listing for a bookkeeper or a related, accounts payable clerk, whatever, like a related title. And we wrote to them, we emailed them and it's a very sophisticated system, and we spent a pretty penny doing it, to reach out to people and say, hey, I see you have a listing for a bookkeeper. Did you know that there is this great service where you can sign up and you can, hire one of our highly skilled bookkeepers, and you can see their stats and their skills, right there. So we talked about that bucket. And when I talked about the buckets, I said, we're going to do that first because that's the easiest one. Okay, so that's the easiest one. They already have a job listing. We're going to spend money. We're going to drive these eyeballs to you. Okay. And we did that, and ton of people were super excited. Ton of people signed up. Ton of you guys were contacted. And what we heard from you guys, the people that were contacted, was that they were looking for a job. I mean, the people were looking to hire somebody as a job, but you weren't looking for a job. You didn't want a job. You wanted to be a freelancer. You wanted to be you wanted to own your own business or whatever. You didn't want a job where you had to go into somebody's office or even be a W-2 employee for somebody. Okay. You wanted to have that freedom. So, and I get that. Not everybody is cut out to be their own boss. And there are a significant number of people who do just they would really just love to have a job, and that'd be great. I know a lot of you actually want to work for Intuit, and that's great. So anyway, that was the first bucket. And it was moderately successful. Okay. But we started there just because it was easier from a technology standpoint. We already had the technology to be able to do that. Okay. The second bucket was accounting firms. Okay. So accounting firms, maybe they are looking for somebody to be on staff, but also they're looking for people to outsource work to. Okay. So maybe they don't have bookkeepers on staff at all. They only farm bookkeepers, they only give referrals to bookkeepers, or maybe they only, they have bookkeepers seasonally, somebody's oh, go, yeah, I need you to do my return. And they're, you got to get these books cleaned up first. And, So they have bookkeepers seasonally or, whatever. So once we figured out bucket 1, we started working on bucket 2. And we actually have a full-time employee. We hired a full-time employee here at Fast and Easy QBO whose entire job, full-time employee whose entire job was to contact accounting firms about you guys, right? And to start, and he started, I think, in February, March, something like that. And he has reached out. We have started having conversations. We have started having conversations with, I don't know how many he's talked to, dozens, hundreds, a lot. I mean, we've reached out, we've talked to a lot of accountants. And we heard loud and clear that what they wanted was not somebody who was super skilled in QBO, although, that's a benefit. That wasn't the primary thing. Because here's the thing that you have to understand about accountants. And when I say accountants, I'm primarily talking about accountants who do taxes for small businesses. Not all accountants do taxes, okay? There's a lot of things that CPAs do that are not tax related, okay? So of the ones that do, of the ones that do taxes, some of them just do personal returns. They just work for people. For somebody who's like, a lot of people just, I know, use TurboTax, right, to do it themselves. But some people have like more complicated businesses and they need an accountant. So accountants who are CPAs, tax preparers who do business, who do business taxes. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that you need to understand. And until we did this research and started talking to them, I did not realize the depth of the pain that these people are in. These people who do this, the accountants who prepare taxes for small businesses, are overrun. Like there is so much work. There is so much work there that they do not have the time. They're buried. Okay? And people are burning out right and left. People are retiring early. People are not coming in. They're not coming in because they see these like super stressed out, super overwhelmed accountants, CPAs, and like nobody goes into the industry because they look at that and they're like, I don't want that life. Like there are a lot of people in our community, maybe some of you on this call right now, who came from that life, and that's why they want to be a bookkeeper, because they're like, I don't want that life anymore. I want it to be easier. And so they're switching to bookkeeping. But then a lot of them are retiring and there's nobody to replace them because people are saying, I don't want that life. I don't want that life. In fact, earlier this year, I went to a conference of teachers. It was called Tactic, Teachers of Accounting at 2-year colleges. And there was a lunchtime presentation about, these are teachers of accounting, and their departments are shrinking. Less and less people are going into accounting, because the life is so painful and overwhelming, right? And so when we talked to these people, they said to us, yes, it's great if somebody knows QBO, but what we really need is we need a bookkeeper who understands the books at a level and that translates into taxes. What we need is somebody who understands at a deep level and can take the burden away from us. I'm starting to cry. It's like, it gets me a little emotional. I didn't expect to be emotional. That they are in so much pain, that if we had the skills, if our bookkeepers, if you had the skill and the knowledge, if you were elevated to know just a little bit more, not to be a tax accountant, not to be a CPA, but to take some of the work away from them. Because here's what's happening is they're getting books that even if the business owner had a bookkeeper, the bookkeeper doesn't know what the accountant's going through, and so the accountant has to clean it up, redo some of the bookkeeping because it's not done in the way that they need it in order to be able to prepare the taxes. They need our help. They are crying for people who can take the burden away from them, who can take the busy work. And that's what we're good at, right? Like you've heard me say before that in my retirement, like, I just want to reconcile bank accounts. Like, if I could have a job where I just love reconciling so much, if I had a job that was like just reconciling, that would be so amazing. But like, that's not their zone of genius. Like, our zone of genius is that detail oriented, that busy work, that tedium. That's what we excel at. They excel at tax strategies. If we can take that burden away from them and free them up to do what they're good at, to do, be able to like quickly do the taxes, I talked to one accountant who said since the pandemic, it takes her now 40% longer to do a single return. 40% longer to do a single return because all of the tax changes and all the stuff that's happened since the pandemic, which the government put in place to try and help us. She said they're good, like they're helping people, but it makes her job and her company's like job so much worse. And because accountants are dropping like flies, then she gets all these people who come to her and say, can you just do one more? Can you just do one more? And she's completely like overwhelmed and overwrought. Like, we need to rise up, guys. We need to rise up and be the bookkeeper that they need so that we can take that burden away from them and we can hand them a set of books that is ready for them, that they don't have to clean up, that they don't have to rearrange or redo or, study, like that they just know that that this is ready to go and they can just go do their job. So we are changing direction a little bit, and those of you who have been on these live streams for the last month or so, what have we been doing? What have we been doing? And I said it's a hint of things to come. I need to do my little refresher screen here thing. Okay. All right. So, Shari says, is this over here? Shari says she just found out today that her CPA left the company because she was so burned out. Yeah, exactly. So we are going to rise up and we are going to elevate ourselves. And I started to say, what have we been doing for the last month on these exercises of the week? We've been going deeper, right? We have been taking a look. We've been studying the debits and credits. We have been working at truly understanding what is happening underneath the hood so that we can be of better service to the CPAs. And so we here at Fast and Easy QBO are launching a new course. It will be available sometime in January. It's going to be the foundation course for our new program, and it's called the Bookkeeping Accelerator. Now, the Bookkeeping Accelerator, we are gathering these people that my team have been talking to, these accountants, we are bringing them into the fold, and we're going to say, okay, help us build the perfect bookkeeper. Help us tell us exactly what you want to teach. You want us to teach exactly how you want the books. Okay, so we are assembling a team of accountants, CPAs, tax preparers that will provide input to be able to, so that this course is exactly what they need. And my dream, my vision is that we will get to a place where every single accountant says, I am not going to work with any other bookkeeper except the one that has gone through our program. Because our program is going to be so stellar, it's going to be so perfect that you guys will blow out of the water any other bookkeeper, because you will know at a deep level exactly what's happening and what you need to do to pass it on to the accountant. So we are starting today a wait list for the Bookkeeping Accelerator. Joel, if you could put that in the chat so that, and you can learn more about it, but it's exactly what I just said. It's going to be designed by CPAs, accountants, tax preparers who need to help drive exactly what you need. So there's going to be two parts to this. The first part is coming in January. It is, like I said, the Bookkeeping Accelerator. And this just lays the foundation. This first one just lays the foundation about accounting principles, about the gap stuff, the accounting equation, deep dive into debits and credits. I have said for years and years that we don't teach bookkeeping, we just teach the software. That's changing because we're now going to teach bookkeeping. But it's not just, you guys have to understand this. It's not just, we're not just teaching bookkeeping in the way that everybody else teaches bookkeeping. Like there's a million bookkeeping courses out there. Like you guys all know that. Many of you have taken them, right? There's a million bookkeeping courses out there. There's two things that are going to set us apart. One is the coalition of accountants and bookkeepers that are going to put their stamp of approval and say, yes, this is what I need these people to know in order to take this burden away from me. So one is the coalition of tax preparers. And the other thing, I said in the beginning, what is our signature? What is our signature here at Fast and Easy QBO? It's hands-on practice. This is not a book learning. This is not a book learning course. This is not like you could watch a million courses. You could go on Udemy right now for $10 and watch a bookkeeping video, course video, right? You can go on YouTube and watch videos for free about bookkeeping. That's not us, guys. That's not us. We are all about doing the thing. We're about actually driving the car, not just learning what you need for the permit, right? We're about getting you on the bicycle so that you can actually learn how to ride a bicycle. So it will be actually doing things and actually seeing how if you change a number here, it changes on this report, etc. How these are all connected. You've already seen a little bit of a teaser, that for the last month, the exercises of the week have been very strategic because it kind of is giving you a sample of how we're doing each of those little things. So did Joel put the link in the, okay. So yes, okay. Ilma is asking, okay, I got lots of things. Okay. So this first part, the accelerator is the first part. Then there will be a second part coming early. So this is going to be launched in January. And then the second part, which is going to be like the more like deeper dive, more complicated stuff, is going to be early next year. It will come, but you will have had to take the accelerator first. Like it's a prerequisite. You have to do the accelerator first to lay the foundation. Make sure you understand it, what's happening, how things are interrelated, what things mean, etc. And then you'll be in a position. By the way, it'll place you in a way better position to take the cleanup course too. The cleanup course will make more sense. But then also the course that's coming, we're temporarily calling it Tax Ready Books, but we'll see. The name of the part 2 is still to be determined. They will come with our own certification, and we will be educating tax preparers, accountants. Like we already have an army that's going to help us do this, but like there's 300,000 tax preparers out there, and as I said, my vision is for you guys to be so good and so amazing that they rise up and say, I am never working with a bookkeeper that doesn't have this certification from Fast and Easy QBO, because they'll be able to see the difference. They'll be able to see the difference between what you guys can do and what you guys deliver and what the run-of-the-mill bookkeeper does. Okay. Let me go back. Let's see. Let me go back. Okay. So Tara's saying, how do we find these accountants that need the help, would love to take on more clients? Start picking up the phone. Like there's a million, like how many accountants are in your town? Like go to your, like right now, until we've established the certification and the program and the gold standard and all of that stuff, like arts, like they're not going to know about us yet. But right, like if you feel skilled enough to be able to do that, then start picking up the phone. They're everywhere. Okay, let's see. Everyone's excited, happy, whatever. Okay, debits and credits, bookkeeping fundamentals, yes. Ellen says, to be the type of person that the accountants need, do we need to be a better bookkeeper, or will getting good at what we do in the QBO Gym all that we need? The QBO Gym is not all that you need. That's what I've been saying. Like we need something beyond the QBO Gym. QBO Gym, amazing. It's amazing to get experience under your belt, but this is going deeper. This is the gym is good for learning how to do the thing. Okay, so learning how to do job costing, learning how to handle a bounce check, learning how to handle sales tax. Okay, so the gym is the how to. What we're striving for is more than that. It's a deeper level knowledge and understanding of what you're doing, why you're doing it, how different things affect one another, how to catch when something's wrong. There'll be a whole thing about that. So Tara says, this is confirmation for me. I'm working on a flyer for CPAs to see if they need a bookkeeper. Excellent. So I just came back, so I was traveling today. I came back from a conference with the annual conference with Bold House, which you've heard me talk about before. And Angelique Ruers runs that, and one of the phrases that she says is when you approach people is to just say, just so that I don't know that you need anybody right now, but just so that I can be a hip pocket resource. That's her phrase, hip pocket resource, right? In case you need somebody like us in the future, just wanted to let you know in case, so we can be a hip pocket resource. But here's the thing, Tara, you can't just drop off the flyer and expect that they're going to remember you or that they're going to be able to trust you. Okay, you have to be constantly in interaction with them, and I'll talk more about that later. Okay, Shari says, I can't wait. I've taken all the courses already besides basic and love them. Excellent. Tamara says, just logging in. What did I miss? Oh my gosh, you guys. Tamara, you're gonna have so much. You're gonna have to watch the replay. Okay, so Joel has the link there. Awesome, sounds fantastic. So Ilma says, what is the difference between a QuickBooks Pro Advisor and a bookkeeper? So a QuickBooks Pro Advisor is somebody who knows software, okay? Who knows the ins and outs of the software, where to click, what the reports are, what the terminology is, how different features work, how you can, get it, how you can customize things. That's what a Pro Advisor is. A QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor is somebody who has gone through training and gotten certified to say, I know software, okay? A bookkeeper is somebody who categorizes and reviews the financial transactions of a business, okay? And you have to, as a bookkeeper, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know the whys and the wherefores and why you should categorize a thing one way and not another. What to do if the owner uses business money for personal expenses or uses personal expenses, pays for something for the business. What to do when that happens. So that is different. Shari says, debits and credits are still confusing for me. Well, stick on the call because guess what we're going to cover today when we do the exercise of the week. I specifically did a shorter exercise of the week today because I knew I would have this big conversation. So we are going to have a short exercise a week, but we are going to cover debits and credits. Get used to it because we're now this is all a part of the grand scheme. You guys have to do this. I need you. The world needs you. The world needs you to rise up and help remove this suffering. You have to do it, guys. You have to rise up. You have to rise up and take this on and serve the world. Okay, Brenda says, I have a BS in accounting. Would this be something I would benefit from? Yes. Yes. Because the thing that we hear over and over is that accountants are, you go to school, but you don't actually know how to do the job. And so that's what we're focused on. We are bridging the gap between just the theoretical knowledge of what you learn in school to the actual practice of doing it. Megan says, I love the way the gym, as you progress, you get more autonomy. Can't wait for this course. Yep. I love the hands-on. Yep. Okay. Okay. All right. So David's not as excited. Then this isn't for you. All right. Many CPAs have small business clients that don't use QBO. Yep. Okay. So Carol says, I've taken the first part of the Intuit Tax Preparer course and wish you had a course about that. I don't know if that's going to be in the future, but I may have failed to mention that the Bookkeeping Accelerator, this part 1, will qualify you for the Intuit Bookkeeper certification, which is a lot of people have asked us, can you please put together a fast and easy course for the Intuit certification? So this is not going to be like our other certification courses, where our certification courses, our certification courses are designed specifically to just get you through that certification. And this course, the Accelerator, you will be able to, at the end of it, be able to pass the certification. There's going to be a separate module. You'll learn the stuff all along the way, but then there'll be a separate module that is just like, okay, here's the stuff you need to remember as you're going into that certification with a review. Okay, so you will be able to get the Intuit Bookkeeper certification at the end of it, but that's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to lay the groundwork for to be this elevated bookkeeper that can relieve the suffering that's in the world. I was eight modules in at Fast and Easy. I cannot access it anymore. Okay, yes. So there have been lots of notices about that. Intuit, on October 18th, Intuit completely shut down the training that they had before. And usually that doesn't happen until October 31st. So that's why we told people you have until October 31st, but then they changed the rules on it. We're always at the mercy of Intuit. And they changed it. They completely gutted their entire training program. They re-released a new what they're calling the Pro Advisor Academy. The way that the material you have to know is totally different. The way that you have to take the test is totally different. None of our courses from last year are applicable anymore. There were numerous announcements about that was shutting down. Okay, so we are in the process of rebuilding all of our courses to match the new material, and actually this might be a good time because it came up. We're in the process of rebuilding the new material. Now, Jean, you have had the course before, so when the new one is available in a couple of weeks, you'll automatically get the new one. No big deal. And great. But if you have not purchased if you would like our help with getting certified, you can get certified for free. You can just go right into your course, go right through the Intuit, the Pro Advisor Academy yourself. But a lot of people find it difficult to study that way. That's why we exist, is because people find it difficult to learn the way that they present the materials. So we have our courses that present it in a more fun and engaging way. And so our courses are out during this time that they are being rebuilt. We're offering them at a really, really, really low discount. It's like Black Friday, but we call it Black November because we're not going to wait until the Friday after Thanksgiving to give you this deal. So the deal is only good while we are shut down. So if you want to put the link to the Black Friday deal, Joel, in the chat, you could do that. That would be great. It does not apply to you, Jean, because you already have our courses apparently. And so if you already have our courses, then you will automatically get everybody who ever purchased any of our courses automatically gets the new version when it's available. This is just talking about the people who have not purchased. You can get all three, level 1, level 2, and payroll for the price of just payroll. So it's all really it's like more than 50% off. It's like crazy. Okay. Let's see. Teresa says, smart move. Thank you. Brenda's super excited. Elizabeth says she doesn't see the link yet. So maybe, Joel, if you could post the link again for the wait list for the Accelerator, that would be great. Georgia says she wants to be on the list. So maybe, Joel, if you could just put the Bookkeeping Accelerator in again. Sarah, so I don't know anything about Bookkeeper Launch. Like, I know it peripherally. I never went through it. But one of the things that is setting us apart is that advisory board of CPAs that I mentioned. Okay. So to my knowledge, I don't know, haven't been through it. I can't speak for it, but to my knowledge, one person wrote Bookkeeper Launch, and one person wrote for each program that's out there, one person wrote it. This is different. This is a coalition of CPAs, tax professionals, all weighing in to make sure that what's included in this course is going to be applicable as you go out into the world. Okay. How long it will take to go through, I don't know yet. It will be, in some ways, it will have a similar feel to our courses. And so our courses by design are easy to digest. That's our signature, right? We called our company Fast and Easy QBO. And so it's a bite size. It's easy to digest. Until we get it all built out, we don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take. Let's see. Shari says that there's one, I guess you're talking about one in your town. One accountant in your town. That person, I'm sure, is very busy. And I'd also be curious to know how old they are. Okay. Let's see. Price, I don't know yet. Join the wait list. We'll stay involved. We'll talk about it. We don't know yet. Until it's done, we look at it. We don't know yet. Let's see. Liza says, I bought the Pro Advisor in advance, didn't finish. Yes, as I said, if you bought it before, you'll get the new one. What advanced is now called level 2, and that we expect to be ready no later than January 1st. We're working on level 1 now. Level 1 is no later than December 1st, but we work really hard to get it to you as soon as possible. And so we always hope that it's early, and the Black November deal is only available while we're shut down. So that's another reason for us to get it done as quickly and in your hands as quickly as possible. So what am I trying to say? So the sale won't last that much longer. Okay, let's see. Do you need to have an active gym membership for that? No, you do not. Chris says that's incredible. Awesome. Dave says he's in. Awesome. You did the same. Wondering if this pushes over now that it is shut down. I don't know what you mean by pushes over, but no, we're building these our 2 courses simultaneously. So the level 1 is it's more than halfway done. So that will be ready, and then the Accelerator sometime in January. So yeah, we're doing this concurrently. Oh, Tara says, what was the 3rd group that Booksmatch watch list was created for? That's a great question. I promise I'll come back to that. Let's see. Maura says she went through the Into a Bookkeeper course but hasn't taken the test yet. And yeah, good luck with that. It's like, my one piece of advice that I will tell you is the practice exam is nothing like the actual exam. I took the practice exam and I was like, oh, okay, I see, I understand what they're doing. Okay, got it. I've got it. This is great. I'm going to ace this. And then I took the actual exam and I was like, what? You can take the practice exam, but it does not it's nothing like the actual exam. Okay. Let's see. Rosalba says, I learned accounting. It sounded very easy to me, but when I'm using QB, I get stuck. I wish I knew an accountant who knows how to use QB so I can ask questions. So there is a group. I don't have it in the resources list yet, but Nancy McClellan runs a group called Ask a CPA. And so that's a monthly fee, and you can join that. And so that's the thing. Pablita says, do you accept enrollees in the Philippines? So for the Bookkeeping Accelerator, this is kind of an interesting question. All of our courses so far have been for accountants. QuickBooks Online, you have to have a QuickBooks Online accountant account in order to do it. But this course is not tied to the certification. This course is just about bookkeeping. And so anybody, anywhere will be able to take it. Because our certification courses are tied to the US version of QBO. So yeah, although we will be teaching US, we're teaching GAAP principles here. So there's another standard for international. I can't remember what it is, but anyway. Excellent question. Will Booksmatch indicate the gym students who have taken the new courses? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. June says the November bundle is a steal deal. Joel already put that in there. He's got the Accelerator link. Any deals for the cleanup program? So the cleanup by itself is not on sale. However, in conjunction with the Black November deal, which you get all 3 certification courses for, as I said, for the price of cleanup, then you have the option to add cleanup to your cart for $1,000 off. It's more than half off. You can add cleanup to your cart. Okay. If you are already one of our students and so you don't need those other certifications, then you can contact support at fastandeasyqbo.com. If you are an existing student and you have a credit card on file, we can add that discounted cleanup course to a previous order. And that's if you're an existing student, that's how you can get it. But otherwise, it's just for new students. Any deal for payroll? No. No. This is just a deal for for all of them. Let's see. Brenda says, I've gone through Bookkeeper Launch. I'm not knocking them, but Fast and Easy is a game changer. I can only imagine what this new course has to offer. Aw. All right. Lindsay already answered that other question. Let's see. Rosalba said, I was going crazy looking how to close the books and did not know QB applied it when the closing date is chosen. That's why it's a very good idea. Okay. Yeah, that is, we do talk about closing the books in the certification courses because that is part. So I don't know where you are in your certification journey. Okay. Let's see. Carol. Oh, I missed this one. Sorry. If we've already taken level 1, is there a discount for level 2 and payroll? And the answer is no and yes. No, there is, you can't just take that price off of it, but the total price is cheaper than, it's cheaper than, even though you have to get the basic with it, it's still like crazy cheap to get it. So it would still be good for you to get that whole thing. Okay, so there's one more thing we have to talk about, and I realize it's almost 6 o'clock for us East Coasters, and we haven't done the exercise a week yet. We still have to do that, but there's one more thing that's important about the Accelerator, and that is we're going to need beta testers. Okay, we're going to need a handful of people who can go through the course and provide feedback on it. Okay, we already have a team of people. They're called the Power Team. The Power Team is a group that we formed when we very first released the gym. We knew that we needed a group of people who could go through the exercises prior to us releasing each one and find all of the stuff that we missed, right? Find all of the broken links and find out like the things that are confusing and the things that, we accidentally put that thing twice or like whatever. We have not in a long time recruited or opened up or told anybody about the Power Team, but we're doing that now. So as a member of the Power Team, you get the gym for just $30 a month. That is way more than half off. Okay, so our current price of the gym is $79 a month. You can, if you take the challenge first, there's a discount. You can get $69 a month. If you're a current student, you can use a student coupon and get 25% off. For a while ago, we had a deal where it was $49 a month. And so some of you are on that plan, but like the Power Team only pays $30 a month for the gym. But it comes with obligations. It comes with, you have to provide feedback. You get early access to the gym. So right now they are reviewing I think they're reviewing the December issue of the gym. And so prior to us releasing it on December 1st, and that's the year 2 December issue. And so we rely on we love the Power Team, and we rely on the Power Team to like go through our stuff eventually. So if you would like to join the Power Team, so the beta testers, not everyone on the Power Team will be able to be a beta tester. We will do like an application thing, but we're only going to get our people from the gym, from the Power Team. So if you are interested if you would like to apply to be on the Power Team so that you have a chance to get in and provide feedback and get early access to the Accelerator, we would love that. Jim, I don't know who Jim is. Joel, neither of my husbands was named Jim. Joel will put the link to the Power Team in the chat. And if you have an existing subscription to the gym, then you can transfer to the Power Team, but your first charge, that first $30 will be now. Okay, so if yesterday you paid your monthly, whatever, $69, and then you're paying $30 now, then there's nothing we can do about that. So just be aware that the first month that you are paying for the Power Team might like cross with your most recent one. So, but write to support@fastandeasyqbo.com and we'll make that switch. And that's it. So let me click my button. Okay. I see. Darn thing. Okay. Let's see. Do you need guinea pigs? Either way. Yes, that's what we just talked about. I'd love to do that. Everyone's saying yes. Sorry, I missed this. Is there a deadline to take the courses included in the bundle? So this is going back. So the bundle is for this season. So it's the 2025 courses. So just like every year, come October 31st, Intuit will shut down. They'll revamp, they'll revamp their training. They'll release new stuff. And then, so the courses are only good for the current season. But then, just like all of our courses, once you buy one, you always get the update. It's automatic. Okay, we've got some volunteers. I can help with beta testing. Okay. Let's see. Tara says the November discount for all 3 certifications is the price that I paid for advanced and payroll, so you're definitely getting a great deal. Yes, thank you. Beta testers wanting to help. I love So, Rosalba is asking for the requirements. The requirements to be on the beta team to be on the Power Team is that you have to participate. So Caitlin, who's our curriculum development manager, you may have seen her in the group. She kind of manages the Power Team, and she posts, okay, there's stuff that's ready for you to review, and you have to review it and give feedback and all of that. So if you that's the requirement is that you have to do that. The requirements for the beta testers will be different because we're going to put together an application, and we want to get a range of people. We want to get some people who are brand new. We want to get some people who've been around for ages and varying levels of expertise, varying levels of education. Somebody on the thing said that they have a BS in accounting. And so maybe we've got that person, plus we've got a person who didn't graduate from high school, and maybe we have a mix of native English speakers and non-native English speakers. We've got so the beta testers there will be an application, and frankly it'll be based on are you actually participating like you're supposed to be. So anyway, so hopefully that answers that question. Lindsay says the Power Team is awesome and very much worth it. She's been around from the beginning. She's one of our awesome members. It's one of the reasons we hired her. So she, as you know, she now runs the cohort, and because she was a Power Team member and stepped up, and we knew that she was awesome. All right, so June says she's interested in that. We've got a bunch of people. Okay. All right, so I think... is that it? So we've got Power Team. Oh my gosh, Greg says he's a CPA and you do taxes. Greg, let me write down your name because we would like you to be on the advisory board. So let's talk about that. Greg Lynch, yeah. So the advisory board is opening up next week, and So I would love to talk. I would love to have you be part of on that side of the development versus the the actual testing of it. Okay, guys, are we ready to do an exercise? I think I've covered. Oh my! I know our brains are exploding. I'm just running on adrenaline, you guys, because I just landed on the plane and I barely had a moment to breathe. And it's dinner time here, and we're all tired. So let's do our exercise that we have been waiting for. The whole reason, I know I announced like a big announcement and all this stuff. Okay, so let's do our exercise, shall we? As I mentioned, so this is going to be shorter, but we are still going to do the deep dive debits and credits that we always do. Okay. Or that we are now doing. We're now going to, this is going to be a deeper dive, guys. Okay, so the exercise of the week is, as I mentioned, it's a separate course. It's unlocked if you are an active member of the gym, and you have earned 250 points. Those are XP points, not skill points. But if you unlock to it, then you have, it's a new course. It's a different course, okay? And today is, let's see, a little bit bigger. No, that's not the right. Oh my gosh. Okay. There we go. Can you see? Okay. So learn about account movement and inventory expenses. So we have been talking about, we have done expenses, we've done bills, we have done sales receipts, and we have not done invoices because I don't think, did we do invoices? Yeah. Anyway, we're going to back up a little bit and go back to expenses. And in particular, when the expense is for an inventory product. Okay, so that's what we are doing today. So if you are an active member of the gym, you have the exercise of the week unlocked. Then you need, in order to gain the Booksmatch points, you have to click this link here and then click the link at the bottom. Okay. If you are not a member of the gym, then that's fine. Joel will put the link to this exercise in the chat. Okay, so here is our scenario. Craig was looking at his balance sheet and noticed an account called Inventory Asset. He asked you what that means. Can you help him? Okay, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you know off the top of your head, oh, that's the inventory asset. Well, that's the value of everything that you have in inventory. Okay, but let's take a deeper dive and look at that. Okay, so this exercise, like most exercises, starts in the sample company. I wonder if I got logged out because I was talking so much. No. Okay, here. Phew. So to get to the sample company, you're going to click the gear icon and click sample company. It will log you out of your account, so you can't actually access it while you are taking the test. But in our course, we'll teach you how to get around that. So here we are in the sample company. Our best friend, Craig, is our fictitious business owner. Now, so we've opened up the sample company. It has logged us out of our account. Now we're going to get started with the exercise. Craig said he noticed this account on the balance sheet. So let's start there, okay? Now, on our next, once I've loaded the sample company, on here there's a little button that says Guide Me. And that button will only appear if you're using Google Chrome and if you have loaded the extension called Scribe. So here is the Google extensions. There is this one here, so you're going to go to your Chrome web store, you're going to search for Scribe, and you're going to install it in Google Chrome. And when you do that, and you have the sample company open, then there's this little button that it says guide me. You'll have a little thing where you have to confirm, and then magic happens, and you have now the sample company on the left-hand side and the exercise on the right-hand side, so you can do them side by side. Okay, so cool. All right, so this is what we just did. Now we're going to go to click reports, and we're going to take a look at the balance sheet. So we're going to click reports, and we're going to go to balance sheet. Okay, and I'm just going to close this so we can see it better. And here we are on our balance sheet. And if I go to inventory asset right here, inventory asset, it says $596. So this is what Craig saw on the balance sheet, and he's like, what is this? And what does inventory asset mean? So you could say to him, all right, well, the inventory asset account has the value of everything that you currently have in inventory, okay? And you can see the individual transactions by clicking on the number right here, okay? Now, in the sample company, things have not been set up correctly, okay? So in the sample company, there are all of these inventory quantity adjustments that say start, okay? Those are the starting quantities of invoice. Now, that's not typical. That's not what typically you're only going to see that if they had another accounting system, and then instead of pulling everything and migrating that other system, they just said, okay, we're just going to start, we're going to pick a day and we're going to start on that one day. And that's what they set up in QBO. It's not typical. What is more typical, the way that it should be as the accounting system, when you first start your business, how much inventory do you have? None. You have none. It should be zero. You should have no starting quantity. And then every time you purchase inventory, you add to it. And then every time you sell inventory, you reduce it. Okay? So the numbers here are not typical. But after that, you can see how every time you bought something, it added here to the account. And every time you sold it, it came out of the account. This one here, accounts receivable, it's because it was sold via invoice instead of a sales receipt. Okay, so that is the account. Now, let's see how money is added to the account. Okay, money is added to this account when Craig purchases an inventory product and indicates that on an expense form. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're going to go to our plus new button. We're going to click expense. And we've got this fun new AI tool. I almost made today's exercise the fun AI tool. But then as I was playing with it, I thought, oh, this is going to take too much time, and we needed a quick exercise for today because I talked so much. Okay, so we're just going to close that, and we'll play with that tool another time. Okay, so for the purposes of this exercise, let's say that Craig purchased 2 rock fountains from Norton Lumber and Building Materials. Okay, so under the payee, we're going to select Norton Lumber and Building Materials. Now in this record, he already has an outstanding bill with Norton, but we're not going to worry about that right now, so we're just going to close it. Okay. Now, I want you to make sure my head's not in the way. Okay. So on an expense transaction, there are 2 what they call grids. Okay, there is this thing that says category details and one that says item details. And when people are very first starting out, I know me among them, when I was first starting out, I was like, what the heck is the difference? Like, I don't get it. Why do we have these two different things? Okay. So the category details grid is used to select an account from the chart of accounts that you want to collect that money in, that you want to report that money in. Okay, so what did you buy? Okay, so you would say category details are something like office supplies or meals or travel. Okay, things like that. So it pulls directly from the chart of accounts. The item details pulls directly from the product and services list. Okay, so the reason that you would use item details is if you are tracking that you are buying a thing, a specific thing. Okay, so if you would use the category, okay, so let's say that your business is decorating staplers. Okay, so you are going to buy a bunch of staplers and then you're going to decorate them and you're going to resell them. Okay, well, most people, when they buy staplers, they're just going to put that under office supplies in category, right? They're just going to say office supplies. But you actually are selling staplers, and so you need to know how many staplers you have at any given time. That's when you set up staplers or whatever as an inventory product. When you use an inventory product, when you need to keep track of how many things that you have and the value of them. Okay. All right. So this is, we know that he is tracking rock fountains. So we're going to say rock fountain. And we're going to say that he bought 2 of them. Okay. So now let's take a look at how we're going to take a look at how the accounts are affected. So we're going to click Save. Okay. That allows us to stay on the page so that we can look at the transaction journal. But before we do that, let's do our reminder of debits and credits. The accounting equation. In accounting, everything has to balance, okay? So we have assets. So the accounting equation is assets equals liability and equity, and everything that we do has to balance, okay? So a lot of people think of balancing as like those scales, but I like to think of it just as a seesaw. Because in my brain, it's just easier to think of a seesaw. And if you ever played on a seesaw, you know, one kid sat on one side and then you had to put another kid on the other side. Okay, so this is what we do in accounting, and it's called double entry accounting. Okay, so whenever you record something, you must record an equal amount on the other side. Okay, and I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. Now, in order to understand how to do that, here we go. Okay. So in order to understand how to do that, you first have to understand what's called the natural balance. You want to understand where things live, or is it Iris? It's either Iris or Ilma. I can't remember which one. I think it's Iris who was like, which house do they live in? So you have to understand. So you're going to say, okay, what types of accounts are on the left side and what types of accounts naturally live on so what's on the left, what's on the right, okay? So the way that you can think about this is that on the right-hand side, we have where money comes from. Where does the money come from? And on the other side, we have where the money goes, okay? In other words, the destination. If it's the side where the money comes from, that's called a credit. If it's the side where the money goes, or if it's the destination, that's the debit. And I just remembered that somebody asked me to post these in the group last week, and I think I forgot to do that. So let me write that down, post slides. Okay. All right. So on the credit side, there's really only three, well, I don't want to say only, but there's typically three places that money comes from. It comes from revenue. Okay, revenue, that means like that's your customers. That's where, the people that are paying you for products and services. Okay, so that's one place where money is going to come from. Another place that money is going to come from is the owners. Okay, the owners, it's called equity. So the owners might contribute money to the business. And then we might get money from an institution like a bank, some money that we have to pay back. That's called a liability. If you have to pay it back, that's called a liability. So that's like a loan or a credit card. Okay? So those are the places, the three basic places that money comes from, and that's on the right-hand side, the credit side. Then we have on the left-hand side the places where the money goes, or the destination. It's going to go to, one of the places is assets. Assets are things that you own, okay? Things that you own. And that's going to be either like a bank account, so the money is going to go in a bank account, or it's going to go in like a physical object, like a vehicle or a piece of equipment. Okay, those are anything that you own, that's called an asset. Okay, so those are the destinations or the debits. The next place money goes to are expenses. So it's things that you pay for, going about your business. Like that's a place that money goes, okay, or expenses. And then finally, we have also on the left-hand side, another place that money goes is it goes as a distribution or a dividend back to the owner. Okay, so those are the three on each side, and you can remember the acronym dealer, so that you can kind of remember in your brain where things live, like what house are they in, right? And there's one thing that's kind of cool to think about, and my head's going to get in the way for this, is that on each side you have similar types. So on the right-hand side you have the owner's equity, and on the left-hand side you have the owner's distribution and dividends. On the right-hand side, on the left-hand side you have assets, which is, it could be like a bank, it's a bank or a thing, but if it's a bank, it's an institution, in the same way that a liability is also an institution, a loan or a credit, so that's kind of cool. And then finally we have customers, which is where money comes from, is the customers. And then we have, so these are people, okay? So the people are the customers or the vendors. So that is kind of cool. And I don't know why I'm repeating that. Okay. So now, all right, gotta pull this up. Okay. So every time that you hear the word debit, so something is debited, that means that it is moving to the left. On the left-hand side, that's the debit column. If you see it's debited, that just means it's on the left-hand side. That can be super confusing because in outside of accounting, I want to say in the real world, we use the terms debit and credit differently than the accounting world uses them. Okay, so in the accounting world, debit means it's moving to the left, and credit always means it's moving to the right. So let's talk more about why that is, and see if we can wrap our heads around moving money. Okay, so I want you to think back to when you were in whatever grade, 4, 5, 6, 7th grade, something, and you learned how to graph numbers, okay? And when you did that, you had a line in the center, you had a line across, and you had a 0 in the middle, okay? You guys all remember this. You all did this. You learned how to graph numbers. And on the right-hand side, you had positive numbers, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? As the numbers increased, they went to the right, okay? And as the numbers decreased, they went to the left. Okay? So when you're talking about positive numbers, move increase to the right, decrease to the left. Super easy, not hard at all. Okay? But then it gets challenging when you think about negative numbers. Okay? When you think about negative numbers, they increase to the left. It becomes more negative. To get more negative, you go to the left. Okay? So increasing your negativeness, right, means you go to the left. Why? I don't know why my arrows are. This happened last week. I remember I didn't fix it yet. And when they decrease, they get closer to zero. Okay? So if you have a big negative pile and now you have less of a negative pile, that's moving to the right, going to the, it's going to the right. I need to fix those arrows. I don't know what my problem is. Okay? So let's talk about what we're going to expect when we look at this, when we look at the transaction. Here, we're about to pull up the transaction journal to see, okay? So I'm not doing a what to expect because we have to look at it. Okay, so we're going to just click more and then we're going to understand it. Okay, so we're going to click transaction journal. Okay, so here is, I'm going to close this so you can see it better. Okay, so here's our expense. Look what happened. Okay, we have checking was credited. Okay, now this is an expense. We just paid for a thing. We just paid for the rock fountain. Okay, so now there is less in our bank account than there was before we paid for the checking account. Before we paid for the rock fountains, okay? The checking account lives on the left. It lives in that negative world, okay? There is less negativeness in the checking account, okay? There's less on that. It's moving to the right. That means it's credited. Even though I know that's super confusing, the money came out of the checking account, that there's less of that negative on that negative side, and now it's moving to the right, okay? Now, the other account, the balancing account, was the inventory asset account, okay? Now there is more in the inventory asset account. There's more negativeness because the asset, it lives on the left-hand side, which means there's more that's there now. That's why it's on the left, okay? That's why we have 250 on the left, okay? All right, now the question becomes, so this is all explained here, okay? So the question becomes, how did QBO know to increase the inventory asset account, okay? It knows the checking account because I didn't point it out, but that's what we use to pay for the expense. How does it know what the inventory asset account, that's the account? The answer is because it's in the products and services list, okay? So that's where we're going to go back and look at. But first, hold on, let me do my thing in the chat. Okay, oh, is that the one? Okay, let's see. Okay, yay, we've got so many people that joined the power team. Woohoo. All right, hopefully, Marion, you got your link. Okay, link to the power team, link for the exercise. Okay, woohoo, hopefully. All right, Marion, I hope you got the link to the exercise. Okay. All right, I think we're good. All right, so let's go back and look at that products and services list. We're just about done, I promise. It's almost 2 hours we've been here together, and yeah. All right, so the question, but how did QBO know that the rock fountain was connected to the inventory asset account? Let's take a look. products and services. We're going to go to our products and services list, sales, then products and services. I'm going to close this again because it just takes up so much room. And we're going to find the rock fountain, okay? And we're going to edit it. Now, we have looked at this before in the previous exercises. We have looked at this before, and we saw the income account that's listed here. When we sell this thing, the amount goes in the sales of product income or whatever we have selected here. And when we buy this thing, it goes into the cost of goods sold. But here's the thing about inventory, is that it first goes into this inventory asset account, okay? You only see this right here because this is an inventory product. If I pulled up a different product that wasn't an inventory product, you would not see this right here. This is how it knows how to go into. So when you have this, then when the product is sold, and this part isn't in the exercise, but we'll go over it deeper later. Then when it's sold, that's when the amount goes in the cost of goods sold. But this right here, this account, because when we bought it, it now is in our possession, it's valued at that, okay? All right, so that is our exercise. Now, as a member of, and I'm gonna close this. Okay, so make sure if you're in the exercise of the week, you click that, ka-ching, and you get your points. I don't get points because I'm an admin, but you get your points, you get your Booksmatch credit, etc. Okay? One of the benefits of the gym is we give you marketing prompts. And marketing prompts, as you're going through the gym, you actually earn marketing prompts. So once you do a set of exercises, then the marketing prompts are unlocked for you. The reason we added marketing prompts to the gym is because we had so many people, I just kept hearing people say, oh, I don't know how to build my business. I know I need to post on social media, but I don't know what to say, okay? And so I was like, well, you're learning all this stuff in the gym, just post about what you're learning in the gym. And so that's why in the gym now we have marketing prompts, and every exercise of the week also comes with a marketing prompt, okay? So here is something that you can post on social media that's to demonstrate your expertise in QuickBooks Online, okay? We call them QBO Quick Tips, and here's what you can say. Joel will put this in the chat too. QBO Quick Tip, hopefully your bookkeeper is giving you your QuickBooks Online reports every month. But do you really know what those numbers mean? For example, what the heck is that inventory asset account you've been seeing on your balance sheet? Give me a few minutes and I'll break it down for you. Okay, so that's a very simple way that you can promote yourself as an expert in QuickBooks Online. And we teach, Joel, I think I gave you the 3-2-1 link. We teach a method called the 3-2-1. I need to redo. We have since made it even better. And I think that was the one that I recorded the video, but I had problems putting it on YouTube. If not, I will re-record it because it needs a fresher to learn how to use the 3-2-1 method to find and get clients. And if you need help with that, then you can join our Getting Clients cohort. So right now, people are in a massive action cohort, and that is going to run through December 31st. And Lindsay and I just talked today about what's going to happen in January, and we've decided that we are going to do the Getting Clients cohort in January, and you'll hear more about that. You'll hear more details about that coming up over the next couple of weeks. So for those of you who need more help, we actually in these cohorts we actually guarantee that you will get a client conversation. We can't guarantee that you are going to get the client because we don't know you. We don't know what you're going to say. We don't know what the client is, situation, but we're going to teach you how to market your services to guarantee that you have at least one client conversation, whether that's a diagnostic review, and then it's up to you to actually land that client. So if you would like to learn, if that's a skill that you would like to learn, then we're going to teach you how to do that. We have a group that's going in now. The next group will start January 1st. Okay? All right, let me refresh my thing, and I think that's it. I think Joel and I get to go to dinner now. Let me just check the rest of your comments. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. There's just so much to talk about. Okay, let's see. All right, Joel posted the marketing prompt, and he posted the video, and we've got a bunch of people joining the power team, and so woohoo. So all right, so I think we are good to go. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me so late on a Friday. Some of you it's not that late, but for me it's late. Joel and I got to go get some dinner. I've got to collapse in my bed now from my trip. But I cannot express to you how excited I am for the impact that we are about to make on the world. This last conference that I just came back from, one of the things they do is they do something called motivational mapping, and you take a survey, and then before you go, and then while you're there, they reveal what your internal drivers are, and you're one of 9 things. And my internal driver is impact. And I remember when I went to this conference for the first time 3 years ago, and I had my map done for the first time. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. That is what drives me, and that's why I always end by saying I can't wait to hear your success story, because I thrive on your success stories. I am blown away. Like if you had told me 5 years ago where my life would be today, oh my gosh. 5 years ago, it was 2018 when my husband said he didn't want our life anymore. And I just was so devastated and trying to figure out my life and pick my feet up on off the ground and put the wind back in my sails. I just was so lost. And that was 6 years ago. And a year later, 5 years ago, I was still figuring it out. I think right now I had, because I started in 2020 was when I started, I think that I was just right now, maybe I was just starting the Intuit training. I think maybe I was just starting to learn about QuickBooks Online, and here we are. I just can't. I've told you guys before, I feel like sometimes I think you guys should write thank you notes to my ex-husband, because if he hadn't had a midlife crisis, then none of this would be here. I would still be at home, being a happy homemaker and cleaning my kitchen. And, it just blows me away to know. And here we are on the cusp. Here we are on the cusp of making a real dent in the lives of the people who keep things running. Like, I'm just, if you have a good accountant, then they can help the business. And when businesses thrive, communities thrive. And when communities thrive, people thrive. And I'm just so blessed and astounded and amazed that I get to be a part of it. So that's it, guys. I'm going to do one more refresh here. Push my button one more time. Oh my gosh, so many. Okay. Yes, all these people. Hugs for you and anyone in the same situation. Yes, absolutely. I'm so happy for your change. Everyone here at Fast and Easy QBO loves to hear you guys' success stories. That's so true. Lindsay runs the cohort, and she's always sending me like your guys' comments and what people are saying, and it just is so, it's so awesome. What's this one? Ashley is excited to take the new course. Thank you so much for all those of you who do want to learn more and grow our businesses. Get some rest, Margie. I am looking forward to it. Carol says she's really excited about the Accelerator. Very exciting. Thank you. It's been all good. What was worthy? I don't quite understand. All right. Lindsay says, have an amazing weekend, everybody. And I echo that. Let's get some rest. And, oh my gosh, here's another story. Thank you for sharing your story. I was divorced in 2014 with 2 kids to raise. Because of you, I will soon be able to retire from my job into my own business after my son graduates from college. You are a blessing. Aw. Oh gosh, I love you guys. I would just love to keep reading your comments, but I gotta go. It's getting late. I'm losing steam. Joel's stomach is probably growling over there, and we got to get some stuff done still tonight. So anyway, you guys have a fantastic week. Some of you guys I will see in the power team, and some of you talk to us more. I would love to have you on the advisory board. If you, we're putting together a rock star team, and like if you know a tax professional who wants to join with us to help relieve this burden, write to support at Fast and Easy QBO. And I'm so excited about what's ahead. And guys, there's still one big giant announcement next week. Remember I said this was a big announcement, and next week we're gonna have an even bigger announcement. But next week it'll be at 11 a.m. Eastern, and I will see you then. Have a great weekend. I can't wait to hear your success story.